Can I just ask, like, what country you from?
England.
Yeah.
England as well.
Okay. But you know what we teach is that when you go into the Bible, there's 18 different nations, biblical nations.
Right.
And those nations still on the earth today, but they're just going by different names today. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're not of our people, according to the Bible, if you're not of our nation, all nations are going into slavery. In a world to come, there's going to be a new kingdom, a new rulership. Because the earth is always going to be here. We don't teach that madness about the earth is going to be destroyed and everyone's going to die and all that nonsense, right? We're saying that there's going to be a transition of leadership from one people to another. That's always happening. That's throughout time. It's always been handed to one people. So where next? People think it's China. People think it's Russia. When you look at the turning of the tide, right? Economically, you see that it's pretty much in favor of keeping the Israelite, the BRICS coalition. You're looking to dump the dollar. You know that the West is doomed. The Rothschilds, Warren Buffett, all these major shareholders, right? They pretty much know it's over. That's why they're selling off their shares. They know there's going to be a world war. They know the banks are not going to do too good. Right? They know business is done. The stock market is finished. Right? So everything looks like it's in favor of Putin and the BRICS coalition, China. Well, India, they're kind of looking at India as the suspect. Because India's pretty much introduced to the miracle. But anyway, but according to Bible prophecy, we're next.
There is the tribe of Judah becomes I was told never to say that word, so I'm not going to say it.
No, you can say it.
No, I'm not going to say it.
Honest.
No. You put it on the side, but I was told never to say it, so I'm not saying it. Yeah, but from America, Italy, France, Ashanti, Igbo, Yoruba, it's quite a specific thing. But why is Italy and France?
No, but negative. I haven't been able to have enough space. Yeah, but pretty much those people that are of that ilk, right? That's been scattered. Whether are people that's in
okay, it's like people from West Africa. It's like people from West Africa that are scattered.
Yeah, everywhere. Even those of our people that have interbred with other races and look like you, for example. Like your grandfather could be one of us, but you happen to look like one of them. But you would be of us, right? So we're saying that you would be an Israelite. You know what I mean? So it's not about skin color.
If I had a mixer, which one would I be? If I had a mix of like the different ones, surely you become.
Well, it's of your father.
Okay, so it's on the father. It's like father's line.
Yeah. Your father.
That's why you asked my dad as well.
Yeah. So
as far as I'm aware, it's in England as far as we can go back, all from the same middle part of Yorkshire.
Just get a rough idea, but I'm trying to say that if you're not about people, then the future for all nations is servitude underneath the Israelites. Because we were servants for all other nations. Every nation had a chance to get their hands on us. So the time's going to come where the cup shall be passed on to them, and they're going to drink, right? You know, and it's I kind of look at it like a debate of hypocrisy. How so-called white people complain about immigrants coming into your country. Yeah, but look at the British Empire. Look at what the British Empire did. World War II. Going into other countries, colonizing, laying total waste, right? Collecting their resources, right? And then now you're complaining. Now, woe is me. We need to defend our country, but they were defending their country too. When you came in and invaded them, now it's your turn. The cup is now being passed through onto you, man. Right now you're bitching. I'm not talking about you per se, but the citizens of Britain. But so this is all Bible prophecy. If I can just bring this up. No, let's start out. Find in the Bible. Don't you hear the saying, we're in the end days, right? End days, but they always bring to you that talk about the rulership and the time, like the rise of Christ. And you don't really have to have a spiritual eye to see that this kingdom is falling. You're trying to grasp onto the right now, and trying to destroy it, right? And the difference is rulers of power on this kingdom. The only difference is these people are going to be ruling in righteousness according to the law.
the Bible's all from the Middle East, isn't it? It's all from like Israel, Palestine, right? Yeah. I don't know.
That's what we're out to teach people.
Well, but surely it wasn't all these different kinds of people from around the world.
No, it's different.
No, these were all kinds of people. These are like the native Indian people, right, of America.
And they started off in Palestine as well.
And the blacks. Okay. Just the main Indian people of America and the blacks. Though that comprises the Israelites, God's chosen people. That's not really
Usually, man, no?
Well, that would, yeah. You have to put that in. But that was, I was just trying to pick up the depict what our Messiah, according to the description in the Bible, what he actually looked like. A man of woolly hair, dark complexion, right? So that is actually the more accurate image of what our Lord, our Messiah looked like. Okay?
So that's Jesus.
That will be more of an accurate depiction of it.
This is a revelation. You know, you see the picture of Jesus everywhere.
Yeah, that's probably the white guy.
Exactly. Yeah. That was actually in my thesis. It wasn't really called Jesus, but around the same Moshe, kind of like the Moshe family.
You mean the image we have is actually the real man? Okay, no, no.
But have you heard of the Moshe family?
No, it's Italian.
Italian. The Brand family. Pope Alexander VI.
Right, Pope Alexander VI of
His son.
Someone modelled for the first painting of it.
Yeah.
That was actually painted by Michelangelo, right?
Yeah, Michelangelo. Yeah. Leonardo da Vinci. Apparently they were lovers according to historical documents. They were both together. But anyway.
So this is in the book of Revelation, right? And on the start of chapter 1, verse 1, it says the revelation of who the world called Jesus Christ. And that's what his true name, right? It says, which the Most High God gave unto him to show his servants things that must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. Now we're jump to verse 13.
Right? So this is a revealing of the Messiah, the one he called Jesus Christ.
It says, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
So this is the Son of Man, come on.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot.
A garment down to the foot, that's what we wear his garment, because that's how our ancient traditional dress code.
It says, and a girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
A golden girdle. Right, come on.
That's the war belt.
Right.
It says, and his head and his hairs were white like wool.
White like wool, come on.
That's white as snow.
So it gives you the texture, it gives you the color. Wool and white.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Right.
As if, and his feet like unto fine brass.
Right.
Now if I pull that sequence piece, that's the color of brass. If you ask me this question, they've got kind of all around the house. It's derivative of brown.
Yeah.
Right, but it goes on to say this.
It's like golden brown.
Exactly.
Right.
It says, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they had burned in a furnace. Remember when John the Revelator, you see the vision, he's bowing down. You see the feet.
Right.
The feet the same color as the rest of your body. It says, and his feet were like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
So that's how dark he was. That's how dark he was. His feet were so dark is that they were burnt. Right? And that's actually the word, where the word Ethiopia comes from the word burnt faces. I mean, that was a Greek. The word Ethiopia is actually a Greek word that was bestowed upon the Cushites for how dark they were, meaning burnt faces. So literally, our Messiah was so dark, it's like his feet were burned. So that's the true image of it. And that's why they, when Esau went around the world, he would deface all the paintings, all the icons were repainted white, right? He would paint over them. He would order statues, the quote-unquote Negroid statues, the Israelite statues, he would take off the noses. Why? Because it was all us, right? He didn't want the world to think that he was a nobody, right? So he tried to repaint history, as they say, the conqueror.
Who is this fellow that's doing this?
With this that we described.
Yeah, the guy who's taking all the noses off.
Well, that's what the so-called white man did.
Okay, right.
When he went around the world and he conquered, right?
Yeah,
history is written in the eyes of the beholder, in the eyes of the conqueror.
It's actually called whitewashing and iconoclasm, right? In the Dark Ages, that's what they were doing, you know. They were lying around and they were, I'll read it here because it's actually in the Bible again, right? So this is 1 Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48. It says, and they laid open the book of the law, right, wherein the heathen, even in any other nation outside of Israel, had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Right. There you go. The heathen, when they came to us and our culture, they tried to put themselves there. They say, we did this. Right? And that's why you don't hear nothing about the Dark Ages. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear nothing about the Dark Ages. Why? Because it's all about, so-called white supremacy.
So when you hear about Cincinnati, you hear about the Dark Ages from there.
Right.
But for a lot of people, they don't do this, they don't study, and they don't research history. And in the Dark Ages, the time period where these people, so-called black people, the Moors, were ruling the whole Europe.
Right.
That's why you have places like Denmark, Sweden, where they have black places.
The Moors were Arabic though. The Moors were Arabic.
There were Israelites that were following the Islamic way.
Yeah, so you had dark skin. Just like today, you have black people that follow Islam, man.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what we're trying to
They
say...
have like a similar culture and design to like the current Arabic people. You know what I mean? Like all the buildings in Spain that they built, that's all like Arabic style. Like the Moorish style, like the nice like tiles and the patterns and that. It's all.
Well, there you go. There you go. Because it was all people that was indulging in the cult of pretty much the religion of the Arabs. Okay. So if I could just bring us out to Solomon's Song, chapter 5, verse 11. His head is as the most fine gold. His locks are bushy. Right, his locks are bushy and black as a raven. Right, so again, this is going into the description of our people. Right, his locks are bushy. But then,
I mean, I've not got a beard right now, but when I have a beard, it's just quite similar to yours. It is just like it's just a bushy thing. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you've never seen it, but it's curly and short, like
you should roll your beard. Well,
once the hair starts falling off, I will.
This go into more the description of our nation, bro. Right?
But the descriptions.
Right.
Like people across the world, like there's so many different kinds of people. You can fit these descriptions for quite a lot of people, surely.
What? Bushy. No other people
You ever seen
on
Brian
earth
Blessed?
has
The big ginger guy. He's got the bushy beard. You seen him?
Yeah, but no other unless their genealogy goes back to us.
Holy Spirit, you see the guy he's talking about, some Israelite.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's got, like you said, he's got a colour thing.
Okay.
It's a bloodline thing. So you might have an Israelite under this. Like for instance, you see my son, looks like a white person. So-called white, nobody's white. Right?
Yeah.
Like a so-called white woman. You see my father is darker than him. I think my granddad's darker than him. So it doesn't matter what colour you are. It's all about the bloodline of your father. So you could have a Chinese-looking person. His bloodline goes back to his people that were in Israel.
But surely all our bloodlines go back from a similar point at the beginning.
No, don't. But I'll say this: the Most High. That was through the Spirit. He was laughing, man. That's the Spirit right there. Let me look at this, man. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8. When the Most High, you believe in the Most High?
No, I didn't.
I knew you
when I was younger.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that. I know you don't believe in the Most High. Let me read this. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, talk about all these other nations, right? When he separated the sons of Adam, the Most High separated the sons of Adam.
Yes, everyone came from Adam.
Right, but the Most High separated them, right?
Yeah,
that's why there's something.
There's only two sons, isn't it? So there's only two.
But that's why there's
parts.
something called racism, right? Because everybody, the racism, where does racism come from? You're being for your own race.
Yeah.
A racist, like I'm a dentist, or I'm a scientist.
Yeah.
Meaning ist, meaning you're for that person. You're the suffix, meaning I'm for that my people. Right, you understand?
I get a bit.
You understand? So there's nothing wrong with being a racist.
But my thing is, it's like, sure, this is like socially constructed. To me, it's like there's just a gradation of difference between people. It's
No,
like,
but listen, animals, listen,
white, but Italians weren't considered white in this country like 100 years ago, right? But now they are. Right, so I'm saying it's like obviously what's considered white, what's considered black is like fluid.
Wait.
But you know what I mean?
So,
It's like even my father's Irish.
You're right. Today's idea of racism is opposed to social construct. That's where it kind of comes from. but racism in its original term goes back to one tribe or one nation being for their own, that in turn makes them set themselves apart and separate themselves from another nation. It's like the Ish people today, right? Ish people, right? They say that they're above everybody, right?
Sorry? Ish people, the Zionists.
Man, I've been taken away now, but look at it. Look, can I shake your hands?
Don't.
Look at me, bro. Hope you have a good day, man. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Alright.
I was trying to bring this out. This is Sirach 13. Sirach 13, verse 16. All flesh consorteth according to kind. Right? According to kind. And a man will cleave to his like. You know, so the guy saying, oh yeah, well, shorty. Giving that Victorian English language, well, shorty. You know, we're all of the same blood. Well, obviously we all came from Adam, but what the Most High separated nations now. Okay? So we're not all the same people. So it says, and a man shall cleave to his like. What fellowship hath the wolf with the lamb? So the sinner with the godly. What agreement is there between the hyena and a dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor? So there you go, there you have it, man. Just like you see in the animal world. They're all animals, but you don't see them all mating and pairing up together, right? You see some animals, they go link up with their own species of animalistic group. Do you understand? You don't see lions laying down and having children with hyenas, man. It doesn't work that way. Okay? So there's even racism in the animal world. Right? So there you go, just like in this, man. Among the nations of men. Okay? So there you go, you have it. Go on, please, I'll bring it up when you're ready.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, with our Lord, with our meanest Lord over all thy creatures, of him come we all.
Right.
And the people also, whom thou hast chosen.
Right.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, that is like the abundance of them unto and thou hast like the abundance of them unto the drop that falleth from the vessel. And now, O Lord, behold these heathen.
Behold these heathen. Come on.
Which have never been reputed as nothing.
All these other nations of people, they have always been reputed as being nothing. Come on.
Have begun to be lords over us.
And these same nations have begun to be lords over us.
And to devour us.
And to devour us, man. Right? Alright, let me get this right here. Let me get this in our Lamentations. So it says, Lamentations chapter 5, verse 1. Remember, O Yahweh, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach. So we want the Heavenly Father to consider what's been happened to us, man. Right? And the Heavenly Father has taken a note to all you other nations have done to the children of Israel, to the so-called blacks, and to the indigenous people of America. So it says, our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows. So, right, the scripture says our inheritance has been turned over to strangers, man. Okay, if I can get this right now. It says, verse 8, servants have ruled over us. Servants talking about you other nations or people. You are now ruling over us. As to what the prophet has read. Read that again.
2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 57. And now, O Lord, behold these heathen, who have never been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us.
They've begun to be lords over us, man, and to devour us. So again it says, the servants have ruled over us. There is none that doth deliver us out of their hand. Right? So meaning no man's gonna buy us or redeem us out of our captivity. Only Yahweh Shai is gonna deliver us and save us. If I can get this right now in Isaiah. It says Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah 26 verse 13. O Yahweh our God, are the Lord, beside thee, have had dominion over us. But by thee only will we make mention of thy name. Right? So we're not going to make mention of the idols and the deities of these other nations. We're going to make mention of Yahweh. Despite our captivity, despite our servitude underneath the so-called white man, the Arabs and all these other nations of people. Right? So it says, but by thee only will we make mention of thy name. They are dead, they shall not live. They are deceased, they shall not rise. Right? So when Yahweh Shai comes back to invade planet Earth and to make war with the so-called white man, these other nations are never going to rise again into prominence. The Arab, the Chinese, they will never rise again. Because remember, our kingdom is going to be an eternal kingdom.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses,
Right.
and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Beautiful. So look, let me bring this more forward. So look, I said that again.
Read up one verse. Ecclesiastes 10 and 6. One is set in great dignity,
Right.
and the rich sit in low place.
And the rich, 40 is set in great dignity. Shalom. 40 is set in great dignity. Right? And the foolish sit in low place. And the rich, and the rich sit in a low place, man. Shalom.
Which Bible are you using?
It's the King James Version.
King James.
You Muslim?
No, Christian.
Okay.
I was gonna say, you see that reading King James, but do you know even the books that are in the King James?
Yeah.
Do you even know how they came together? I'm saying not in a rude way. I'm saying, do you know the history of the church? How we got the Bible?
What you're talking about? The Bible is a collection of books.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Do you know how they came together?
What are you talking about?
The collection of books. Do you know how they came together?
Are you sure you're not a Muslim?
I'm a Christian. I'm trying to say because you're Hebrew Israelite, right?
Yeah, right.
So I'm trying to say to you, as a Christian,
Yeah.
there's a history that maybe not yourselves, but you might have heard when I've been in different areas.
I'm not too accurate on how the books were compiled.
Yeah.
Right, the history on that. But yeah.
Okay, no, it's interesting because myself, I was in different denominations, right? Most recently, I was in a Baptist, and I realized, wait, I can go back to the King James era with the Puritans and the man that was over here in this country, preaching the gospel. But to go further back, I didn't even get the Bible. So let's talk about Jesus, right?
So do you believe in? So you're a Christian, so you do believe in the Bible?
Yeah. So I'm saying, if you have Jesus, and then in the Bible you got the disciples.
Yeah.
12 disciples, right? What happens after them? They have disciples.
Right.
So if you on spare time, search up church fathers. I know Hebrew Israelites, you like to focus a lot on the prophecies from Old Testament, and you will look at the curses and say, oh, as black people, we have no identity, we're lost, and all these, But the Bible you're using to preach from now, there's a history of how that came to be. And if you search back to the disciples of the disciples, you'll see Christianity is there. And followers of Christ, you'll see that there. And that's...
Wait, say that again.
If the Bible you're using to preach from, you have to find out where that came from.
Yeah.
Because you're taking the books. See what I'm saying? You're taking the books to New Testament, you use New Testament, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Old, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm saying if you go back, how do we get the Bible?
Yeah.
And then you'll see the whole tradition of church that I don't really get here mentioned from Hebrew Israelite, and it's talking about Jesus as if, you know, not to use personally, but as Hebrew Israelites, what I've seen, it's talking about Jesus, but there's a whole history of Jesus.
Of course, because the whole concept of Jesus went back to the Greek deity Serapis Christos. So Constantine the Great, you know about him, right? The Nicene Council of 324 AD. That's when they tried to incorporate Serapis Christos as Iesous Christos within the Bible. So that's where that came from. It went back to that because our people was all up into that Greek deity worship of Serapis, going back to Ptolemy the First.
That's just Greek. Huh? That's just Greek.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to say that's what put in there.
No, I'm saying that's just the Greek wording. That's not a deity. It's just the Greek rendering of the words. That's what I'm saying. He said Christos.
What Bible is this?
Well, that's the thing, because I was KJV only for a long time. But again, the history, how do we get the KJV only?
Well, okay, what's your incentive? Why?
No incentive, no ulterior motive. It's just I'm on a journey myself.
Because I see you don't mind being on camera.
Yeah, I mean, the one is, I'm not really...
Because you sound like you're confident, so you shouldn't mind.
It's not confidence either way. It's just, you know, I'm on the way to my grandma's now. I'm not here to like cause no beef. I'm just...
No, but obviously you're out here to do what?
I'm by myself. I'm listening to hear what you're saying, right? Yeah. And I've gone into, you know, different camps before, and my approach before was to really try and just shed light on some things that were shared that I've learnt myself through researching, right? Where did we get this stuff from? So all I've got to say is the Bible you're using, the KJV.
So what version do you follow?
No, I've got no issue with KJV. I'm just saying for yourselves.
I'm saying, well, what version do you follow?
I think it's the New King James. I don't mind KJV. I don't mind that.
See, what you're really saying is just, do you understand the history? Because it's not so more of a doctrine thing or anything like you're saying. Historically, do we understand? But my question to you is, like, what's the conclusion?
Yeah, so
I think conclusion. Conclusion, I would say, in itself, it can get much deeper than what I'm trying to bring to you now. I'm only trying to just one point, because when we're preaching from the KJV Bible.
Go to the Greek and Hebrew.
Yeah, you can go into Greek and Hebrew. I'm trying to say, but there's a whole history of church that follow Christ.
What's the original church?
The original church?
What's the original church?
That's what I'm trying to say to you. The original church is, if they're talking about Old Testament or New Testament.
You tell us. You come up here. You got to tell us.
So I'm speaking about the New Testament now, right?
So the church is changed.
So there's always been one people of God, right? And then in the Old Testament, they were looking for the Messiah to come.
But that's still kind of church.
Well, it wasn't really a church, it was the Jews.
It was a church.
It was the people of God, right? It was the people of God. The people of God waiting for the Messiah to come.
Right.
People of God.
So the Jews.
Right.
The Israelites.
Okay, Israelites, Jews,
The Israelites.
That's fine, we can say that, that's fine, no issue there. So what I'm trying to say is that they're looking unto a Messiah to come.
Right.
The Messiah comes, he reveals himself. The same Bible that we're all reading from shows that he came and reveals. The Bible testifies that he came in the flesh and reveals himself. So at this point now, what they would see in the prophecies has now come to fruition in front of them. He now says to them, "Follow me." So follow him.
Get to the point, please.
The point I'm trying to say to you is a lineage. So if the people of God from the Old Testament, they were looking for the Messiah to come, he comes, he says, "Follow me."
Right.
So follow.
Right.
And then I'm trying to say to you, who comes after the 12? And that's where you'll see church history. But I feel that sometimes I've spoken to other guys before, not many times, but just once or two times before.
Well, you understand there was a falling away of our people. The Bible just described that. It was a falling away, so that the truth was lost for a certain predicament of time.
In which part are you referring to now?
You're talking about during the time of when the apostles died off, brothers died off within the church. So you see that during the Dark Ages,